Welcome to Electronica, a celebration of all things retro gaming. I'm your host Lucas, and I'm back with some more Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo Classic Mini. So, we're gonna crack on with the game now, and we're gonna go to the Cheese Bridge area. But first, we do have to make kind of a little bit of a detour. We need to get some power-ups, because the Cheese Bridge exit, if you weren't aware, has a secret exit. And it's really difficult to get unless you know what you're doing. Essentially, you have to fly under the first exit or use Yoshi, unfortunately, and sacrifice him to get there. I prefer the Yoshi method because, not that I'm into killing him, because he's such a cute little guy, and I really hate doing that, but it's just easier than having to fly under for me. You can fly under, but you need like a lot of kind of trajectory and all that stuff. But I suppose it's great that you have the option. So yeah, we're going to use Yoshi. Sorry, me old mucker, but I'll make it up to you. I promise. I'll buy you a point. So let's head off to the Cheese Bridge area now, and let's make that happen. So up we go, down again, down. So yeah, I'm doing commentary over the gameplay. After I finish the gameplay, normally I do it live, but in my haste to record a video, I set everything up, and I to get technical, I use something called an Elgato capture card, which might be old school now. There probably are better capture cards on the market, but I've always used it. And I plugged in my microphone, and I forgot to put it on my Yeti microphone, and it had the default microphone, and the default microphone and the default speakers on a laptop for me is rubbish. It sounds really horrible, so I'm having to re-record footage, and I'm really gutted because that was some great commentary. It doesn't sound very good. Anyway, we're on Cheese Bridge now, and I feel like I'm in the middle of a saw film now with all these mini saws coming at Mario thick and fast. We're gonna get through all of this, and we're gonna get that secret exit, so hopefully all should be good. There's some wings there which you can get, which will allow you to shortcut and finish the stage there and then, so it's great that you have that option, but we don't want to do that. We want the secret, and you're fully rewarded as well if you can get the secret. I just love this. I mean, they thought of everything, Nintendo. Just to do this is really cool. Right, sorry Yoshi, but it's got to be done. I'll lay up, there we go, and you want to pick up this 5-up, I believe it was, and then that's how you do it. Fan-dabby dozy. Alright, cool. Alright, so now we've done the secret, we can go down to Soda Lake. So Soda Lake is one of the most difficult levels in the game, if you can believe that. So welcome to this underwater nightmare. We have something called Torpedo Teds. So you've heard of Bullet Bills, but Torpedo Teds are more brutal. I believe they even show up in Mario Land 2 as well. They are buggers. I just hate them so much. There is a knack to it. Once you know like what to do, it's not so difficult, but you need to kind of, there's a timing issue I found with them that you've got to kind of get used to. When they're high up, you're fine, as long as they don't go near you. They'll only go sort of, obviously, as far as the cannon that they're from. They're not really height. They will drop a little bit, but they won't come down to you. He says, unless it's like that, basically. So yeah, it's really fiddly, this one. It's not really one of my favourite stages. It's quite difficult. So interestingly enough, the hardest stage for me in Super Mario World has been Chocolate Secret 1. I hate that level. That is so difficult. So if I had to pick a hard level, it would be that one. Not that it's difficult when you're fully powered up, it's pretty easy, but when you're small Mario, my god, is it brutal. Interestingly enough, I'd love to know your hardest level, so let me know what you think is the hardest level, or levels in Mario World, the ones that you struggle with. But one thing I love about this game is that, I think I mentioned this in my last video, is not as challenging as Mario Bros. 3. Mario Bros. 3 for me is just brutal. This is easy by comparison. It's very rewarding as well, and I tell everybody, like, if you're a parent and you've got kids and you want to play a really fun game that everybody can get involved in, Mario World is the game for you. I mean, like, you can play 2-player, you can help each other get through the worlds, you know, it's great because it's so rewarding. Everything that you do in this game, it just throws so much at you. And sounded like a stuck record now, but I can see why this is the greatest SNES game ever made. And I used to be I am kind of one of those guys when, you know how it's like you hear a record and somebody say, oh, it's the greatest record ever made, the greatest song, you know, the greatest this, and I hate that, you know, like, I mentioned before, I've got this big hang-up about Mario 64. Everyone says it's the greatest N64 game, and I'm like, it's not. It's really not. I mean, like, I just don't understand why people like that game. I get that it's Mario, it's in 3D, but even back in the day, it just looked old to me. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get on with it. For the life of me, I just didn't like it. But contradicting myself, when I look at the Super Nintendo list and people say that Mario World is the greatest game ever, I was like, yeah, I can see it now. I couldn't before. I played it and I thought, yeah, it's alright, but I wouldn't say it's number one. But now I do. My opinion's changed because I've replayed it again. I thought, you know what, this game is... I can see why people say it's number one. Now, Mario, as I said, Mario 64, I can't see that because I just don't like the game. I just don't like the look of it. I don't know what it is about it. I think the fact that it goes against everything that I think a Mario game should be. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some good Mario games, 3D ones out there, but Mario 64, I just doesn't really do it for me. I mean, when I got an N64, I only really wanted GoldenEye, that was it. I got Mario, like, packed in, and I remember playing it and just feeling really bored. I feel bad for saying that because at the time it's like pretty expensive and, you know, it's quite a cool thing to have an N64, but yeah, I wasn't really into that. Even Mario 64, sorry, Mario Kart 64 I should say, I'm getting muddled up. I hate that game. I just can't. It's alright, but it seems like the original had everything, you know, it just had something about it, and I just feel like the update, if you can call it Mario Kart 64, I just felt like the battle arenas weren't that great. I just felt like the tracks, some of them were alright, but Toad's Turnpike and things like that, it just didn't really do anything for me. That's not to say I hate Mario. I mean, I think he's alright. I mean, like, some of his games are, you know, Mario 1, 2 and 3 on the NES, genius for me, but yeah, I'm just a bit funny like that. Anyway, rant over, let's head back into the cheese bridge area. You don't want to hear me rant about Mario 64? Well, if you do, let me know. I could literally do a whole university lecture on why I hate that game. But anyway, I did eventually build up a library of cool N64 games. I mean, now I've got like Turok 1, I've got Turok 2, which I need to play. Like, I need to get these games played and done. And I really like Turok 2, I just find it so difficult. Shadow Man, of course, which I think is one of the greatest games. When you talk about games, like number one games, Shadow Man should be a number one N64 game because it was built for that system, I believe. You know, I think so. It come out on, back in the day, I think it was 98, I think it come out, or 99, and it was on the PlayStation, and that's a really bad version because I remember I bought it on the PlayStation, I brought it home, and I think it had like 2 discs, and it was just, the frame rate was awful, it was slow, and like, I was at that age where I was starting to, you know, where when you're a kid and you play a bad game and you don't know it's bad, and you just go through it and you think, well, maybe there's something wrong with me. I was about 16 or 17, something like that. And I played Shadow Man for the PlayStation. I'm like, this isn't right. This is too bloody slow. It lags. It looks like he's ice skating. They tried to pack too much, so I took it back to, I think it was Game at the time, when Game was a thing. Believe it or not, Game used to be a franchise of stores in the UK. I don't know if they're in the US. I presume they are, or they were. I'm not sure. I do apologise. But anyway, I took it back and the man was like, yeah, it's not good on a PlayStation. Because it's really not. And I mentioned to the guy that, look, it's terrible. It feels like he's ice skating. He's like, yeah. And I think, I don't know whether he recommended it or whether I chose. He gave me my money back and I said, alright, well, I think I said I'm going to get the N64 version. He said that's the version you want, he said, and he actually told me, and I remember he said it was built for this system, and he was absolutely right. You know, Shadow Man on the N64 was great. You had none of those slow down dips. You know, I think it used the expansion pack. It was fun, it's dark, it's gothic. That should be a #1 game in my opinion, because it's got so much to do in it. Shadow Man. Maybe I started Shadow Man. I need to stop concentrating on the game. That's what I need to do. There we are. Anyway, we've done Cookie Mountain now. I hope you don't mind my retro ramble. I'm just reliving the old days. That's what we're all about on this channel. We've made it to the elusive Forest of Illusion, and it's probably one of my favourite sections of the game because the secrets are really easy to find. I love how you've got trees in the background and the foreground. It uses the Super Nintendo's specs really, really well. It's absolutely a lot of fun. So yeah, Fandabby Days. I just miss those. I miss the 90s. You know what I miss? Like not having responsibilities and just like, oh my god, having like I remember I was on this YTS course, or I guess as it was back in the day, youth training thing, and I was paid 50 quid a week just for going to a classroom and doing maths. And I remember buying Texas is White on Blonde and just like buying video games every week. I amassed quite a collection, so it's basically money for nothing. I just wanted the money. I didn't want to actually do any work, but I did the work, and they tried to push me into like a job where I was like on the same money, 50 quid a week, but doing like, I don't know, I was doing, I've got to think about this, 8, 16, 24, I was doing at least nearly 40 hours a week just for 50 quid a week, and it was bloody chumps change, but I was only 16, so I couldn't really get a proper job back then, so you had to kind of make do. But yeah, I'd buy my CDs and amass quite a collection. I remember buying Tekken 3, that was quite a really cool purchase. I just buy video games every week. I remember buying Tomb Raider 4, and just, good times. I miss those days. I miss like the pre-internet days, I guess, when streaming is cool, don't get me wrong, it's great, and I embrace this new technology, because without it I wouldn't be doing a YouTube channel. You know, it's like YouTube's such a cool thing to be, isn't it, being a YouTuber? I think it's awesome. You know, I think the fact that you can kind of just reach different people's homes and, you know, appeal to or not appeal to different people is wonderful. You know, I appreciate everybody who watches my videos. I don't want that just to be like a gimmick thing that I say. I really, really do, because I feel so lucky and privileged that you're here now just watching me. You know, late at night, maybe you're settling down, maybe you just need a lift, maybe you've had a hard day, maybe I can bring something to the table that can make you feel better. I don't know, but YouTube's such a wonderful thing to be able to do, and I never take it for granted. So a big thank you to everybody who's recently subscribed to me. My subscriber count has gone absolutely postal. So I was at like, not that I'm hungry for, you know, it's going to sound a bit contradictory. Yes, I subs are great, wonderful. I appreciate the fact that you subscribe, but I'm not like chasing subs, you know, like sub to me. I used to do back in the day when I had some of my old channels. I used to do, and I'm ashamed of this, sub for sub, where somebody will subscribe to you and they're like, hey, I sub to you, you sub to me back, and we'll support each other. But it doesn't work, because I'm never, no offense to the other person, I'm sure their content is good, I'm never really going to be watching their content, they're never going to really be watching mine, so it's kind of pointless. So my rule on YouTube, and this might offend some people, I don't know, I don't subscribe to anybody on YouTube, and that's not because I don't like their content, it's just, it's easy to, you know, you'll have so many people to subscribe to, you won't know. For me, it's like hard to keep track, so purposely, that's, somebody asked me recently, why don't I subscribe to you, you need to subscribe to me, and I was like, no, I don't. Thank you so much for subscribing. I even said to that person, look, if you want to unsubscribe to me, that's cool, but I'm not doing sub for sub, I just refuse. I just don't think it's good practice, because what will happen is, yeah, you'll have the subscribers, but you won't have the reach, because they won't be watching you, and that's the thing. I'd rather have like a small group of loyal subscribers than I don't know, 1,000 subscribers, people who just are not watching, you know. So I hope that I can grab you in some way, and you know, and if there's anything you feel I could be doing better in my videos, you know, the thing is, I'm not putting myself down. I'm not really, like, I don't have any real skills when it comes to editing or filming or anything like that. Most of what I'm doing I've had to learn, you know, which I think sometimes is the best way. You know, I didn't go to college or do video or media or anything like that. It's just something I kind of fell into, and I absolutely love it. I think it's wonderful to be able to, like, put your opinion across, you know, and reach people. Oh, there we go. I don't know whether that will help or hinder me, but we got a 1 up there, I think. Oh my god, there we go. Yeah, took a dumb hit there. So yeah, YouTube's very cool. It's a privilege to do it, I have to say. As I said, once again, thank you to everybody who's taken time to watch my videos. Incidentally as well, my latest review is up, Alien Trilogy. If you're into Alien Trilogy on the PlayStation and you want to see a funny, cheeky review of it, then check that out. I think that's one of my best videos. But bulling myself up, I'm really happy with it. The editing's tight. I'm learning that people's time is precious. It's not a really overly long video. So yeah, I highly recommend checking that out, because you'll see that I'm really trying to improve as a YouTuber and doing everything I can. Anyway, I'm banging on, and we're in the ghost house now, and this one has like 2 or 3 exits, I believe. So we'll just get the cape feather here, and I'll just, is it up here? It might be up. No, it's not up there. Okay, right, that's not good. Alright, we won't do that then. Bloody hell, that was close. Oh shit, oh god, did you see that? That was cool. Couldn't do that again. Alright. Oh my god. Oh. Go through this door. Oh, it's just taking me back here, so... Right, so can I not get anywhere here? Right, so this is not... Right, this isn't it. I think I've done a whoopsie. I've gone the wrong freaking way, or... Oh, that's bizarre. I can't really remember. So even though I've pre-recorded this, I'm doing the commentary over it later, I just can't remember what I did. Right, so there's nothing up there, so we check that. That's nothing there. Bloody hell. There we go, I'm trying to get out of their way here. And we'll just grab that, and we'll just... Oh my god. Oh no, don't stop the carnival. Right, grab that. Oh, get the cape feather now. And we'll try and get through this. Oh my god. Let's get out of here quickly. I'm not messing around with these boos. Right, through the door. Right, oh, I remember. That's not the exit. So you go over here and there's like 2 doors you can go to. There's like 2 exits. So I'm going to take exit number 2. I don't know if there's 3. I'll have to do some research on that. So, but there we go. Fantastic. Right, that's good. That's what you want. That's brilliant. So, with that being done, all it does is just create a path back to the level we've been on. So, I think the first exit will trigger another level, maybe. I don't know. But it's so cool that you can kind of explore. That's what I love about this game. You can kind of play it any way you want it. You can go off the beaten path if you want to. You can play levels in order. So, as I said, I'm going to be playing this in order. I'm going to be doing Star Road, all that stuff after, because I don't know, I think I'd struggle with that whilst I'm doing the main game. And I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for myself as well. Oh god, ghost. Jump that. Right, okay. Now, I'm waiting here for a reason. The reason why I'm waiting here is because I remember now the ice cream man was coming, and I had to kind of put it on pause because he comes in all weather. It doesn't matter whether it's snowing, thunder and lightning. This guy's out there at like 5 o'clock every freaking day, late afternoon, just peddling ice cream. I'm just like, Jesus, man, take a rest. And it's always when I'm doing a video. It doesn't matter where I've lived as well. It always happens. I swear to God, I've always had the problem. I've always had to kind of stop because he just comes out. It's frustrating. Well, I suppose the guy's got to make a living. But anyway, we've made it up here now. So let's pop into the first exit and see what this does. I know one of the ghost houses has got like a secret boo boss that you can fight. So that's pretty cool. And we got 95 stars as well. So 5 more and that'll put us over the top for a bonus round. So this has opened Forest Evolution 4, so it gives us a shortcut. So there you go, you could use that shortcut if you wanted to. But I love how the game is like, yeah, you can do that, but don't you want to play the other levels too? So it always encourages me to play everything in order. I don't know, that's how I kind of play Mario World. I will say I did use the shortcut to Bowser when I was a kid. I did that, and I think I had the game completed in like 10 minutes. But I remember playing it and just remember, nah, you know what I mean, I've completed the game, but I want to do it all the way through. I remember spending a long summer holiday, 6 weeks, just playing Mario World and uncovering all the secrets. And I did Star Road and I did all those hard levels and stuff. Good times. That's why I just long for the 90s to come back, because I had so much fun. Life was so simple. I'm an old fogey now, but basically it was. I understand now when, you know, when I was a kid, you know, old people say, oh, it's not like it was back in my day. I understand what they mean now. You know, I mean, it's great. You know, 4 television channels, 5 if you were lucky. You look forward to things. You know, everything's so overly produced and available now and then dropped really quickly. It's bizarre that everything's kind of changed. So I wonder. So it's not that door. There may be 3 exits. There might not be. I don't know. Or is... No, there is only 2. Unless there's something up there I don't know about. That's the thing about this game. It has you guessing. I don't think there's anything up there. So... Alright, we'll just go through here. Boom, there we go. Fantastic. And that's how you do it. Alright, amazing. And we'll play the bonus game, why not? I've never been any good at this, to be honest. I remember I got a full house once, but I'm just no good at it. I don't know. When I was a kid, I could probably ace it, but now, that's not bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as they say. I'll take that action. That's pretty damn good. Right, cool. Alright, so continue and save. Yeah, brilliant. Right, so there you go, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to Electronica for retro gaming goodness coming at you each and every week. I said it really means a lot that you decide to watch one of my videos. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time for some more Super Mario World. Take care and I'll see you soon.